What's up, YouTube? Eugene here on this beautiful day. We've got Labo Oud 27, which is a beast. This is a skanky, musty, challenging beast. This is the big bad Oud 27. This is actually one of my favorites from Labo, even though it does challenge me at times. At times I'm very comfortable in it, and then there are those moments where like, oof, what was that? Give me some more, you know, but behind closed doors. Challenging in the way that, yes, it is oud in the name, but to me I feel like the oud here is more wet, dank, musty wood that's been kind of dug up in the forest like this, you know, just left in mush, almost like a big chunk of decaying wood in vegetation. But there's also a huge floral accord in here, which to me is more challenging than the oud. The oud it feels safe, but it's the florals in here. The florals have this sense of decay. Kind of this spicy floral accord of cinnamon and death, must, mold, urine, like urinous florals. I get this sense of somebody had wiped urine off the floor and threw that in a sink, that towel into a sink. A very metallic sink. There's a huge metallic accord in here, very sharp. It is such a strange and bizarre perfume, and I can't believe that I love this as much as I do, but I do. There's just something about it. It's so weird, and I get more accords than actual notes. Like the things I smell most of are cinnamon. I get a huge cinnamon from this. Cedar, florals, not anything that I can particularly make it. Maybe carnation, but it's such a skanky perfume. It does remind me of dirt, of filth, of decay, of not quite morbid. It's not scary. It's not gothic. It's not like disturbing, but it's more it's more like, what the fuck is this? Like, why would anybody create this, you know? Why would anybody want to capture this? But I'm glad that they did, because it's not something I've smelled in, you know, ever in perfume form. Parts of this remind me of an old church. Just that, you know, that mustiness where you go into the corner of an old cathedral and you get hit by a 500-year-old must, you know? Like, what is that must? I don't know what it is. It's must. It just smells old, and you know you smelled it in a cathedral. You know, I get that as well. It's like musty, decaying florals, spice, wet woods, wet, dank woods. They're not dry. This isn't dry and smoky. This is very, it's wet. It's a very wet perfume is what it is. Soggy. It's like the wood here is like smoked, soggy wood, right? But in the most interesting way, it wears really good. It's fun. I enjoy wearing it. I'm not sure if other people enjoy wearing it, but I've loved this, you know, from the moment I've smelled it. I remember going into Le Labo boutique here in Toronto and putting it on, going, oh my God, this is the most strangest thing I've ever smelled in my life, but oddly satisfying at the same time, you know? And I thought it would be weird to wear around people, but the more I show it around or share it, I'm not really getting the reaction that I thought I was expecting to. So people have been kind of like open to it, which is nice. I thought it would have been come off a lot harsher and weirder in people's eyes, especially those that aren't familiar with niche perfume. And that's exactly what this is niche, you know, trying to capture something specific and weird. I think that's what I like about Le Labo, is they do that. You know, they're not, they don't try and capture anything what anyone else is doing. They don't try and do the French style, or they just do their own thing. They have their own aesthetic. They've always followed their code, and I don't necessarily like everything that they produce, but there's a few pieces that I really like. There's a lot that I disturbingly don't like, but those are, you know, just my own personal reasons. But it's not always where I want to wear a French perfume. You know, sometimes I even get tired of wearing a French perfume, and I want to smell or wear something creative and expressive and kind of industrial and garage like. You know, we all have our favorite niche brands, maybe not everybody, but yeah, that's what niche is. It's a way for a brand to express itself, and I think they do that great. Even though I'm not always the fan of that kind of roughness of that unfinished product that they put out. But anyway, this is one that I really enjoy. It's just, I think it's friggin' awesome and strange and unique. It's so pungent, right? So pungent. It's like a cloth that's been a cloth that has been used to wipe up either water or urine and left kind of thrown in a corner somewhere to sit, and you've picked that up after a week or a month, and it's become, to me, it smells moldy. Oh, it's really sharp and astringent, almost sour. There's this fermentation going on here. I think there's some rose in here as well. I'll be dead honest. I feel like there's a lot of rose in here, and that's where the fermentation is coming from. It's peppery, it's ambery, but it is challenging. It is challenging in the most beautiful way. And you know, that damp cloth is just like, it's gross and sterile at the same time, you know. Maybe it's like a damp, pissy cloth in a church cathedral, you know, because I do get that mustiness, that churchiness, that old world kind of incense accord. But I think Le Labo does that really well, is incense accords. From my experience, I've always enjoyed the Le Labo incense, the churchy incense sort of thing, and I get that here, but way back in the background, like deeper in the background, not in the forefront. In the forefront, it's that mustiness, the wet, dank woods, and then that churchiness, that mustiness, but very spicy. A lot of cinnamon. I love the cinnamon in here. It's a very prominent cinnamon. But yeah, Oud 27. Let me know what you guys think of this. We got visitors. Let me know if you've tried this. I'd love to know your thoughts. Do you find it challenging or weird or disturbing, or are you comfortable in this? I've got a very, as weird and disturbing as I think it is, I'm very comfortable with Oud 27, and we get along quite well. It's been, I wore it today, and I wore it once last week. So weird, very weird, but it's my kind of thing. Anyway, good seeing you. Drop a comment down below, like the video, like this video, and we'll talk to you later.